more on this, let's bring in Francesco Sassi, who's a professor of energy politics at the University of Oslo. Welcome back to the programme, Francesco. Now, oil's still elevated, but off the highs that we saw on Thursday. So are markets actually pricing a real disruption in the Strait, or is this mainly headline-driven fear and positioning?
Yeah, thanks for having me again. Headlines are driving prices. And what we have seen in March and April is that 8 out of the 10 biggest movement in price volatility in history of oil indexes happened in these 2 months. And mostly they happened alongside Trump's assertion statements regarding the war in Iran. And certainly when the war started, oil prices became higher and higher day by day. There's a pressure to keep oil prices higher compared to the past, compared to the last couple of years. But at the same time, the physical disruption is the one to watch. And I think the market is still underpricing the physical disruption, because what we are seeing in the physical market is that prices are much higher than even the 126 barrels dollars per barrel we have seen yesterday, which is as you said, a 4-year high.
Right, and with both the US's blockade as well as Iran's over the Strait of Hormuz, what's the realistic ceiling for Brent crude if diplomatic talks remain stalled?
Well, the stall is right now the strategic scenario, and I think that everybody, all the energy stakeholders, should take this as the average situation for the next weeks. There's no real solution to this right now. Both from a diplomatic standpoint, we have seen Iranian leadership refusing to back down to U.S. requests, even though the U.S. have physically applied this blockade on Iranian ports. And on the other side, the resumption of the Strait of Hormuz is the only real leverage through which Iran's voice is heard at the global level. We have Europe, we have Asian markets, we have regional Gulf nation supplier very, very concerned about the situation in Hormuz. And I don't think, honestly, there's a real pickup solution. And also the White House has started to talk about a months-long blockade of Iranian ports with the U.S. energy industry. And also, we should try to figure out a world where the oil and natural gas markets are balanced, but without the supply from Hormuz, at least in the next weeks and months. So again, the price of oil could be much higher in a matter of days or weeks.
Right, and when we look past the rhetoric, what are shipping flows, inventories and tanker movements actually telling us at the moment?
Well, we have seen a price surge in the tankers, prices, but at the same time, we have seen contradictory statements from Iran and U.S. about how high is the volume of oil passing through the Strait of Hormuz and exported from Iran mainly, but also other shippers, tankers that are moving with the signal half and navigating these waters, which are very dangerous right at the moment, without signaling where they are located. So we don't know exactly how high is the volume of oil coming from Hormuz right now, but at the same time, these contradictory statements allows us to ponder about the possibility that Iran is moving more oil than what the U.S. are actually stating right now. And this creates other uncertainty in a market completely full of uncertainties right now.
Professor Francesco Sassi from the University of Oslo, thank you very much for your insights.